Hello and welcome back to Satisfactory. I am Scarberlock and this is the early access version of Satisfactory. It's update 3 and I've been doing some work on our base. As you can see, the space elevator is over there. This platform is part of the base. It's going to extend all the way over there and all the way over there. But what I'm trying to do right now is get quartz going because I think we can use quartz to start working in the awesome sink. And so there are two pure quartzes right here, two pure quartz nodes. We've got Mark II belts pulling them out at 120 per minute and quickly filling up. I've got three storage containers here to act as a buffer, two here. What I want to do is build some constructors and make the quartz crystal, the refined quartz crystal, but we don't have the blueprint for that yet, which I thought we did. Meanwhile, I just want to sort of take you on a little tour of the facility and show you what we've got going. I've run power all the way up here. We have some concrete, so I'm going to build. I've been like sort of every time I come around, I like sort of build my way back so that I add a little bit more to the structure until eventually we have it all completely connected. Right, and I'm just sort of slowly adding to it. You can see that one of the things here that I did was I kind of anchored it into this part here, right, which is like providing a little bit of support, I guess. You don't need to do any of that. You can have the entire thing floating completely in the air if you want, but I don't like it completely floating in the air, and I do like to kind of have it look like it's bolted into structure. We're going to obviously need to put supports down here to make it look better. That will happen eventually. But for right now, what I'm trying to do is just get the awesome sink started, because some of what I want to do structurally is going to require the extra architectural elements that are found in the awesome shop. So let's head down here. I've got now 8 coal burners going. So we have 600 power. I've turned off and dismantled the bio generators. And so what's happening now is you can see I built a bridge that's got the coal. So if we come over here, we have the coal. I need to cut this thing down. We've got the coal mines off to the side here. And then up there is where the base is going to be, right? So this is actually going to end up going through the basement of the base, as it were. And this area where we have a lot of space, I will fill some of that in. And I don't have all the design worked out yet. But you can see we've got 2 of our coal miners going. They're both putting out 60, which merges to 120. The 120... Last time I think I showed this, the coal was kind of going up this way, right? But now the 120 belts into these storage containers, which act as a buffer. And then we lift them up to here. We bring them over here, and it runs down this way. And then the coal is going to go over here where it splits, right near where this stupid land whale is. And I'm going to have to smack him to get him out of here. See if I can shoot him out of here. Go away. And so it goes here, we get to a splitter. And then this is actually the way I want it. This is the elevated version, so we can walk underneath it. We've got a second water generator right here, right? So we have 2 water extractors, one there, both on separate pipelines that are shoving 200 square meters, cubic meters a second. Because these guys each need 45, I think, right? 45 per minute, and it has 50 saved up. And so we're bringing it in 120, we split it to 60 and 60, and then we bring it in at 60, and we split it to 15, 15, 15, and 15, which is exactly what these guys can take, so they're all filled up and ready to go. Over here, I did this before I was sure how I was going to do it, so this is going to have to be redone and put up on stilts like this one, but same basic idea. So this gives us 8 generators, 600 megawatts of power. And then I built a little ramp to go up to here. And I also built a bridgeway going from the actual level of the base over to that concrete extractor. Now, ultimately what I want to do is bring all of the limestone, the raw limestone, back this way, and then have storage containers here, and then spit the limestone out to constructors. We have 3 limestone already being mined. There's more around here, but we have 3 currently being mined. If you bring all of them in together, that's 180. If you split that out 4 ways, that's 4 times 45, which is exactly how many the extractors make. Each one will make 15, times 4 is 60, and we merge them back to a 60 belt, and they go straight down one belt and into another set of storage containers. Now, I'm not going to keep it that way. I mean, ultimately what I want to do is this bottom level is just going to be bringing in raw materials. Then we're going to go up a level, and then the refining of those materials starts on these other levels. And I may like expand it out to here to do concrete, and over like there to do steel. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to lay the whole thing out. We'll just have to see. But right now what I need to do is go back to the base so that we can work on our quartz research, so that we can start making refined crystals, so that we can pipe those, in addition to saving them to use for later for other recipes. We want to pipe them into the awesome sink so we can start getting tickets, so that we can make some better architectural structures like walls and walkways and things like that. So I'm going to head back to the base, and I'll bring you back when we're there. Alright guys, we are back, and we're going to do a couple of things. I managed, with all this extra power, there's a pod over in a distance over there that needed 30 megawatts. I was able to pull a hard drive out of it, so we got some research. Now we have 3 possible alternate recipes. We can make iron wire, we can make charcoal from wood, which is not bad, or we can make an alternative, a pure copper ingot using water and copper ore. Alright, let's try that. Alright, and then do we have any other research we can perform? We need 100 modular frames for that, so we're not going to be doing that anytime soon. We can start making color cartridges, so we can start painting things. So let's try that. So is this in the workshop, I think? Yep. So we can make a whole bunch of color cartridges, which is great. And then we can start painting stuff. We can make a color gun as well. Let's go ahead and make one. And I'll show you guys how that works. Yeah, one of the things I'm going to start doing is color coding things, so that, you know, like the limestone will be one color, the iron will be another color, the steel will be another color. Coal stuff will be black, and so forth. So again, this is something you can run through a constructor if you want, but we don't have that much of it, so we're just going to go ahead and make a few cartridges. It takes, what, 25 flowers to make 50 cartridges, so each flower makes 2 cartridges, which isn't bad. And we're going to end up with like 1,000 cartridges, 1,500, something like that. You may notice it's very quiet here. It's quiet because I've turned off the bioburners. We don't need them anymore. The coal plant is doing way better than the bio was. So let's go ahead and we're just going to put the paint, most of the paint in there, except for that. We don't need the wood. We don't need this. Boom, boom. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how this works. So, the default colors are these, right? You can use any of these sets of colors, and you can also, let's load the colors. So you right click and it brings up the list. You can select a color, let's say yellow, and say OK, right? You can also go in here and go to the edit and change this to something else, right? So let's say this one, and we don't want this one. We edit it. We want to change this color to something else. Let's say we want to change it to, I don't know, a green color, right? Like an olive. And we say OK. We confirm. Now what happens is, if you then shoot the gun at something that can take it, right? Got to select it first. We select that color, right? It then becomes green, right? So you can color code your stuff, which is pretty cool. I think you can color code the belts too, but it doesn't do much with these belts. When you get to the thicker belts, you start to notice it. So, you know, and then you can change the color to blue if you want, like whatever you want to do, right? It's pretty cool. So eventually, we're going to color code things, but for now, I just wanted to show you guys how this works. So I'm going to go ahead and put the cartridges in there and the paint gun in here, because we're not really going to be using that just yet. One thing I do want to do, however, is make the truck, because that will help us to move things faster, right? So to make modular frames, we have enough that we need. We have enough to make what we need. So we're just going to make 11 more of these. It takes a long time to make modular frames, unfortunately, and so you really want to have an assembler doing this, which we will do at the main base. But for right now, I just wanted to make enough modular frames so that we could get the truck, the vehicular transport tech researched, and then make a truck. And I think you need some modular frames for that too. So hopefully that's enough. We'll stick the modular frames in here. Cables and rods. We're going to get some more cables and rods, and then we're good. Rods. And cables. And then the other thing we got to do is research quartz.
Milestone reached.
All right.
Long-range transportation, as well as the construction of outposts, is now encouraged. Vehicle stations have built-in functionality to refuel and restock or collect parts.
So to make the truck, we just need some rotors. No, is that a truck station? A tractor. Yeah, we just need some rotors, and we can go ahead and make the truck. We need 10. There we go. And then we're going to need fuel for it. It can use coal and stuff. It can also use biofuel. So we'll go ahead and get some biofuel for it. 1, 2, 3. And the nice thing about it is it has an inventory, so you can add a whole bunch of crap into the truck as well as your inventory, right? And then the truck can carry stuff for you so that you can bring along 3 rows of stuff and 4 rows of stuff if you want. Right? You can also create a truck station, and what we could theoretically do is create a station here, create a station all the way by the space elevator, and then we can record our route, drive over there, and then let the truck go, and the truck stations will refuel it as long as there's fuel coming in, like coal, and they will allow the truck to like pick up stuff at one station and drop it off at the other. I'm not going to get involved in all of that right now. The last thing I want to do is get this. So we need 20 crystals. We should have those here. We only have 13. I'm going to shoot myself. So all the crystal is back at the base. Alright, I'm going to just bring the MAM over there. We may as well. So we're going to make another MAM. Where is that? We have plenty for the of stuff for the MAM. So now let's go ahead and get some concrete and some plates and some reinforced plates and all of that to build constructors, etc. And we need some rods. We also are going to want to build an awesome sink right there and an awesome shop. So we need some screws. And then we're going to need some cable and some wire to hook everything up. And then we're going to need some concrete. And so now what we're going to do is go back to the truck. And we're going to put as much as we can onto the truck. Right? And then I'm going to go get the reinforced plates and some more concrete, and then we'll head out there. So we're going to put all the concrete on the truck, and we're going to want some more copper also. So let me run and get some copper sheets for piping. I don't know that we're going to really need a lot of that though. I'm just going to get a little bit. And then I'll show you how the trucks work. And the copper sheeting is in here. So let's just take a couple hundred. That should be enough. And then we're going to get some concrete and some reinforced iron sheets, iron plates, right? Reinforced plates, and we will be good to go, guys. And the rest of this will be reinforced plates. So eventually what we want to do is move all of our production out to the base. Cannot do all that at once. It's going to be a slow process. So that'll let me make the Mark II belts. That should be enough. And we are ready to go, guys. Should just save the game. And let me show you how the truck works. Now, I find the truck to be very awkward to drive. So I actually don't like using it a lot, except if I have to do transport like this. You cannot use the mouse key to steer. You can only use it to look. So you have to use the ASD and W keys. And I normally like to just use forward and then turn with the mouse key, so I find it a little awkward. But one thing that's nice about the truck is you don't face any aggro in it. You are subject to poison, but you can drive right past hostile enemies and they will not attack you in the truck. And let me stop here because this pod is finished. So let me take this beacon out of here. Because this is the pod we got the hard drive from. Okay. No, I don't want to. I want to do that. There we go. So you can see on the bottom it says what speed we're going. 30 kilometers an hour. And we have 193 fuel. Now we're going to end up wanting to run this thing on coal rather than biofuel, I think, but for now, okay, you have to be careful here because it does not like driving over water with this thing, so we're going to need to give it a bridge. This is temporary, like everything. That's not going to work. That should work. Yeah, I mean, that's a terrible location because there's a rock in the way and everything, so I'll fix that later. But I just want you guys to see, you know, how the truck works. It's pretty cool, and it's very useful for transporting things. And there is some sulfur here I didn't notice before. And I can grab it. Just checking to make sure that there was room in my inventory. And then we get back in the truck. The truck is not good going up really steep inclines. If you're going to be moving the truck over an incline very often, you're better off with the 2-meter high or the 1-meter high rather than the 4-meter high incline, because it just really struggles to go up the 4-meter. But it's doing pretty well, and it's got us back to the base real quickly. Faster than we could have walked it. And I'm going to park it right here. And we are back, guys. So, now, I'm going to head back out to the crystal. No way. Wish you could kill those things. So I'm going to head back out to the crystal, and I'm going to build my way out there since we have a bunch of concrete. But I'm not going to make you guys watch that. I will bring you back when we're back out there with the crystal mines. Okay, folks, we're back. I built my way actually up there and all the way over, so we're slowly going to fill this in. But in the meantime, wow, this is already full. Holy cow. Alright, so we had tons of crystal. We're going to grab some, and we're going to come over here to the MAM, and we're going to go to this and do our research. So we can now make quartz crystals. And we can make silica. And then we need 100 quartz crystals. So now what we have to do is create some constructors. So I'm not sure how many quartz they can do. So let's just put one down and see. So these guys, 37.5 a minute. And so we can push out 60 a minute. That'll almost max out 2 of them. We push 120 out. We can easily do 3 of these. Alright, so let's do 3. And we'll just push it out of this one. So, splitter. There. And there. And then we bring 120 out. And then 60. And that is wrong. That one didn't go in the right place. Let's try that again. There we go. And then so these guys are all going to be doing quartz crystal, quartz crystal, quartz crystal, and then we just need power. One there, one there, one there. And then that one can connect to that. Alright. And now we're going to shove these guys out into a merger, because I think, yeah, they're producing 22, about 22-ish each. So we can merge them. No, wrong thing. Merger. Right there. And then we can create the awesome sink. Where is it? This, up here. Awesome sink. There's the input. Right there. Right? And so the awesome sink needs power. Right? And then what it does is it requires like 1,000 units of stuff. So now we're just going to feed this at 120. It's not going to go at 120, but that's alright. Into the awesome sink. Right? And then the awesome sink is going to start accepting all these quartz crystals. Right? And then it will tick down. And then we get a coupon. And then we use the coupons to buy stuff from the awesome shop. Alright, so I'm going to leave that going. Now, I also want to get these quartz crystals actually being made into usable quartz product, right? Because I don't want them all just going into the awesome sink. So let's get rid of the MAM. Let's make some more space here. And again, this is all a mess. I'm just trying to get this started so that we can actually get our architectural structure pieces like walls with holes in them for conveyor belts and stuff. I want to get all that worked out so that we can start building things for real, right? So let's make 2 of these. We don't need a huge amount of this right now. And we can put a splitter right there. And then have one go that way and one go that way. And we can have our Mark II belt come in. Like that. Hideous, but okay. And then we set these guys up to be quartz crystal. And then we power them. And there we go. And then we'll just put a storage tank over here. And another one next to it. And another one next to it, so we can have 3 containers full. And these guys will merge. Like so. Right, and so now this stuff is going to be actually stored while that stuff is being sent to the awesome sink to try and get us some more coupons. Now the way these coupons work is that each round costs you more. So remember the first time we needed 1,000 units. Now we need 3,000 units. Eventually you're going to need 10,000 and then 50,000 and so on. But we can print 8 coupons now. right? And then we can put the awesome shop over here. And we can buy stuff from it. So we can buy different walls, we can buy different attachments, we can buy different foundations, which is very important. I definitely want to get walkways and pillars. And that's all we can get right now. I wish instead of graying it out, it would just take it off the list. Alright, so we're just going to have to wait for this to build up, right, and get more and more coupons. You can see it's now taking 5,000. But yeah, that's how this works, guys. So these guys are going to be making crystal and making stuff for the awesome shop, and we'll just let it run. And while it's running, I will continue doing base building and that kind of stuff. Let me put the crystal in here, or maybe in here. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, things are going really well. I'm going to keep working on the base. And I'll show that to you guys next time. Until then, I am Scrapperlock, and this is Satisfactory.